Okay, so it would seem that Seasonic and actually other companies are going to develop next generation prime power supplies, and I'm sure that will cost quite a bit of money. There's no cost on this particular one, but Seasonic, well, they are a name brand when it comes to power supplies, and I have had a few Seasonic power supplies in the past. So the aim here is to try and prevent cables from melting. We're talking about the 12VHPWR as well as the 12 2 times 6 power connectors, specifically with regards to the NVIDIA 50 series video cards, and in particular video cards like the 5080 and the 5090. So you're getting, cables that are melting, connectors on either side, whether it's the GPU end or whether it's the power supply end. And these cables are melting completely or smoldering or burning. And of course, we don't want that to be happening. And in this particular case, Seasonic here has implemented some technologies to prevent overheating and eventual melting and damaging the cable. And of course, these video cards are so tremendously expensive. We don't want any of that stuff to be happening. Now, in my personal opinion, the 12VHPWR connector is horrible. It's a bad connector. It's prone to disconnecting. There are, like for example, MSI has a yellow connector. So when you push it in, if you don't see yellow, it's connected completely. That is one solution for sure. However, as I did a video on that a while back, that doesn't or isn't absolutely foolproof, but it is a step forward. And this is another step forward, in my opinion, to create power supplies that can actually hopefully regulate the current and regulate the voltage. And as a reminder, if you like my content, I usually produce a video every single day. You can do everything that's above here: like, share, subscribe, and remember to hit that notification bell. So it looks like if temperatures or current readings exceed predefined safe thresholds, this power supply in particular, I imagine the other ones will as well, notify the user. But not only that, it will also trigger the power supply's existing over temperature and over current protection mechanisms, leading to an automatic system shutdown. And that would, of course, protect the power supply, the cable, and hopefully the system, and maybe your case, and potentially your entire building. Now, this is done apparently through a two-factor protection system. Firstly, this power supply incorporates sensors, a microcontroller, as well as firmware to monitor voltage and current. And hopefully what this will do is allow the power supply to alert the owner of a malfunction. And it would appear that this is going to be done with some kind of special external device. I can't even imagine how much this is going to cost, but I suspect if you can't afford a 5080 or a 5090, well, you can afford this fancy power supply. Secondly, and more crucially, the power supply will include dedicated circuitry with sensors that measure temperature and current directly on the connector near the power supply.